back to TalentSprint series on most frequently asked coding questions. In this series, we are taking a look at a variety of coding questions that have been asked in interviews and written exams over the years. We are not only giving you the solution but also providing you tips and pointers along the way to help improve your coding style. So let's jump into today's video. Today, we are going to write a function to check if a given 3x3 matrix is an identity matrix or not. Now, for those of you who don't know what an identity matrix is, here are a few examples on the screen. So as you can see, a 3x3 matrix is an identity matrix if all the diagonal elements are 1 and all other elements have to be 0. So since in the first example, this element is not 0, the output should be false, as it doesn't qualify to be an identity matrix. While on the other hand, the second example that we have, all the diagonal elements are 1 as well as all other elements are 0. So this will return true. Now, the identity matrix question can not only be asked in 3x3, it can also apply to 5x5, 7x7, all sorts of matrix. But we have taken a 3x3 example to explain to you here in this video. Now, identity matrix does not only apply to a 3x3 matrix, it could also be a 5x5 or a 9x9 matrix. So you can always generalize this program to work on an n×n matrix to check if it is an identity matrix or not. So as you see on the screen, we have written a function is identity matrix and we have passed the array as input parameter to our function. Now inside we have two for loops to traverse through the matrix. One is traversing through rows and the other is traversing through columns. That is fairly simple. The actual logic that is happening here is in these lines of code. Now, first off, let's check the diagonal condition. So our diagonal elements should be all 1. To check the diagonal elements, I and j value should be equal. That is 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 2. Those are the diagonal elements. So for that we have this check, I double equals to j. Now we said that the diagonal elements should only have 1. But if they do not have 1, if any of the diagonal element value is not equal to 1, we will return false. That means it is not an identity matrix. Similarly, for the rest of the values in the matrix, there is this else if condition, where if I is not equals to j, that means the element is not a diagonal element. ARR ij is not equal to 0. So for elements that are not diagonal, the value of the element should be 0. But if it is not 0, that is the condition here, we return false. Now at the end, if all these conditions are true, that means our matrix is actually an identity matrix, we are finally returning true. Now to understand this whole concept a bit more clearly, what you can do is go ahead and write a program for a n×n matrix, wherein you don't know if the matrix would be 3x3 or 5x5. Go ahead and write a generalized matrix to check. The logic will still remain the same, that is in these 3-4 lines of code, but you'll go ahead and generalize it, maybe take a few examples and check your understanding about this whole function. We are going to take a look at many more interesting questions on matrix as well as linked list in our upcoming videos. So please don't forget to subscribe. And if you have any doubts or queries, or if you have any questions that you want us to take up in the series, please drop a comment below or leave us a mail at the email ID mentioned on the screen. Thank you so much for watching, friends. Happy coding!